Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 8 of the anime series, Scorching Ping Pong Girls. And I have to admit to being quite surprised by the immediacy with which we are ushered into the intensity of the matchup that basically began at the end of the previous episode. I thought it was like a preview of things to come, but in fact, had it begun already, and we're ushered right into the thick of this matchup with Hokuto and the opposing team's head bobbing girl, whatever her name is, I haven't learned it. It's just really crazy because they are so evenly matched. And as we see, she's really put upon, that is to say Hokuto. She's running out of stamina because this head bobbing girl, she has such an unorthodox way of watching her and observing her, learning her tells, and which way she's gonna hit the ball and everything like that, which way she's gonna serve and react. And she's been just sort of cataloging all of this in her mind. She has sort of that computerized, mechanized mindset, very similarly to how we saw Hokuto has with that calculable aspect where she can perceive where a ball is going to go, where it's going to land on the field, if you will, the table, and all these kinds of things. And it's just absolutely insane. And it really kind of went against how I was leaning toward, as I addressed in a comment to one of you guys on my previous episode discussion video. I had been leaning toward the idea that Hokuto would win after we saw Hanabi's loss. And she even has dialogue to that effect, like she's got to make up for Hanabi's loss by winning. But does, in fact, Hokuto lose, which shocked me. It kind of surprised me. And because I was thinking, as far as pacing this along, if we are going under the assumption that these girls are meant to win, even in this practice match framework, well, now it's down to the last 3 matchups. Surely we're not going to have 3 wins in a row, right? They're not actually going to pace the story that way, are they? And, while I did have reservations to that effect, as soon as Musume and Karuka started playing, with the Nom Nom girl and this chick with like the laser eye, you think she's going to be like Rei Ayanami with the eye patch and pulling the eye patch off or something. Turns out she just has like a contact lens, and it's just, air quotes, her thing. Like apparently she's used to wearing glasses because she keeps doing that thing where she's like trying to adjust them even though she doesn't have any on, which I thought was interesting. I love how all of these opposing team members, they all have a thing. They all have, much like our main characters, Hokuto being the cold chick, Hanabi being the speedy one, and all that kind of stuff. As I've said before in my previous episode discussion video, you have Korori being the like Beetlejuice death girl, the goth girl. You have the hungry one who's eating like crazy. You have the head bobber who's kind of like hippy dippy, all that kind of stuff. And then, magical eye girl, who doesn't have the eyeglasses. It's just hilarious that to me. I like that they all have these signature things, that they're all recognizable. But I was very pleased in the heat of the battle of this doubles match. I had been very intrigued and very enticed by the idea of seeing a doubles match and knowing how far back the rapport between Musume and Karuka went. It just made it that much more satisfying. I mean, there's at one point in the match early on where you seem to hear a crunch in Karuka's ankle. She just came back from months of healing up and everything like that. And Musume, her game is thrown off with the worry of this. But then when they, confide in each other once again and they sort of boost their own confidence and they realize we got to win. It's not just about going to nationals. That's the long-term goal. That's where we all want to see ourselves going. It's about in the moment, we got to prove to each other we still got each other's backs. We still know each other like the back of our hands, and we got to hand these girls their asses. So like, I love how Musume psyched out the Nom Nom girl with the whole tiger visage and everything like that. She looks like a beast. And they thoroughly threw down. It was all kinds of awesome. While I had those reservations going in and thinking, oh no, now we're going to have to be, the last 3 matches, it all has to be wins 3 in a row. It's like I wasn't really concerned about that anymore in the heat of it, because I was really, really just fist pumping, excited, and cheering on Karuka and Musume. And when they take the win, it was just like, yeah, You know, like, even if Agari and Coyote somehow, some way, don't manage to keep these wins going, I'm really satisfied and happy that this doubles match played to our main character's side. You know, after 2 straight losses, they come back fighting. And I guess that's really where I am left at the end of the day. I kind of feel like it's anybody's game now, because you got, you know, Korori and her sort of, you know, future team captain partner that she's so obsessed with. She's going to be going up against Agari, whereas Korori's going up against Coyote, and it's really like, what the hell is going to happen here? I would love, don't get me wrong, I would love to see Coyote and Agari win the day, beat these girls into submission, but because it's not the legit nationals, you know, sort of matchup, and it's just kind of a practice thing, I could really see this being a loss for them both, or one or the other of them, so that our main characters don't win the practice match overall, and this sends them home, and rather than disparaging, you know, this is what really solidifies them backing each other again. And, you know, we might see between Agari and Coyote, especially if it's Agari who loses, because she is such a, you know, has her eyes so much on the prize of going to nationals and winning, you know, I could really see a sort of foundation building that much further, that solidification of the relationship going on between she and Coyote, much akin to Kiruka and Munemune. So, I mean, it was an intense episode from right out of the gate, with Hokuto being so evenly matched and then coming to a loss, which again surprised me. And then to see a doubles match, I mean, they didn't show you the kill shot in the end. They didn't show you the win in the end in the final match, but they showed you the ones that were necessary as far as the turning of the tide, where Kiruka and Munemune, they finally had words, and they finally showed each other, we're still in the game. We can still do this. We still got each other's backs. We're still this familiar with each other. We know how to really step up this game. And I love Kiruka's talking about, you know, this is boring so far. We're just going through the motions. Let's really F with them. And they handed them their asses. And so, yeah, otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. If this video finds you well, I'll catch you all later. Peace.